There are nights when a city sleeps, and there are nights when it holds its breath. This was one of those nights. The clouds rolled in like an invading army. The wind tore through the streets. Rain hammered rooftops, windows, power lines, and above it all, the sky came alive with fire. Lightning ripped across the heavens like it had a score to settle. One strike, then another, then 10 more. In a matter of minutes, the city began to fall apart. Lights flickered, transformers exploded, sirens rose in the distance. Smoke climbed into the storm. Block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, the city was swallowed by darkness. It wasn't just a blackout, it was a collapse. And when systems collapse, most people do the smart thing. They run. But not him. He wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't some billionaire with secret labs and experimental armor. He was a working man, an engineer, a fixer, the kind of man who understood how things work because he spent his life keeping them from falling apart. While other people saw cables, panels, circuits, and steel, he saw patterns, weak points, solutions. He knew that behind every glowing skyline was a fragile machine, a living network of pressure, timing, power, and risk. And on that night, that machine was dying. So while the storm raged and the city panicked, he stepped into the heart of the failure. Not because he wanted glory, because someone had to. The station was chaos. Metal screamed under strain. Panels sparked and burst. Emergency alarms fought to be heard over the thunder. Fire licked at the edges of the control systems, while the rain hissed against overheated steel. Every instinct told him to back away, but he didn't. He checked the load. He traced the damage. He fought to stabilize what was left. Hands steady, mind sharp, heart pounding, because that's what he did. When things broke, he showed up. When others froze, he moved. When the pressure hit, he thought. But some moments in life don't care how smart you are. Some moments arrive like fate, and fate came down from the sky. It happened in an instant, a blinding flash, a surge beyond anything the system was built to contain. Lightning struck the station with the force of a judgment. Power arced through the towers, through the lines, through the machinery, and through him. The world went white. Not bright, white. Pure, violent, overwhelming energy. Every nerve in his body lit up like a wire set on fire. Every muscle locked. Every breath disappeared. The impact should have killed him. By every law of nature, it should have ended there. A man, a storm, a fatal mistake. That should have been the whole story. But it wasn't. Because somewhere between the strike and the silence, something changed. The current didn't just hit him. It entered him, merged with him, fused with the very thing that made him who he was. His instincts, his intelligence, his resilience. It was as if the storm found a mind strong enough to survive it and a will stubborn enough to hold it. When he opened his eyes, the world was different. He could feel it. Not just the pain, not just the shock, the power. He could feel electricity moving through the broken walls, through the twisted cables, through the buried lines beneath the city streets. He could feel the pulse of machines, the hum of transformers, the language of the grid. For the first time in his life, he wasn't just working with power, he was connected to it. He stood in the wreckage, smoke rising around him, fire reflecting in his eyes, blue current dancing across his hands. Confused, afraid, alive. The city behind him was still dark, still broken, still waiting. And in that moment, he had a choice. He could disappear. He could hide. He could treat what happened like a curse and spend the rest of his life running from it. A lot of people would have, but not him. Because before the storm ever touched him, he already knew something most people never learn. Power isn't about control. It's about responsibility. It's about what you do when failure is everywhere and people are counting on someone to stand up. And that had always been who he was. Not perfect, not chosen, not born above everyone else. Just a man who refused to quit when things got hard. Now that man had become something more. The city lost its power that night, but it created something in return. A protector forged in lightning. A hero built from skill, grit, and raw electric force. A mind sharp enough to understand the system and strong enough to defend it. He would become the spark in the darkness, the pulse behind the silence, the one who steps forward when the grid fails, when the shadows rise, when the world starts breaking faster than anyone can fix it. They would come to know him by one name, the heroic nerd. Because intelligence is a weapon, because hard work is its own kind of strength, because real heroes don't always come from laboratories, royal bloodlines, or alien worlds. Sometimes they come from long shifts, burned hands, storm-soaked nights, and the refusal to walk away when everybody else does. This is not the story of a man who was given power. This is the story of a man who earned the right to carry it. And this is only the beginning.